In today's video, I want to share with you 6 things you might consider if you're choosing to protect your sleep this holiday season. And these 6 things actually come from an article from Dr. Colin Espie. So he has this article called The 5 Principles of Good Sleep Health. The link for it is in the description below. You go ahead, click on that link, and read the article for yourself. In there, he talks about the 5 principles, which are to value your sleep, to personalize your sleep, to prioritize your sleep, to protect your sleep, which is the one we're going to talk about today, and to trust your sleep. He does say, this is not the cure for your lack of sleep, but it is a good starting point to look at these 5 principles and see where we might need to change something. And as always, I will talk about the 3 components to better sleep, which are your emotional well-being, your mindset, and your behavior. And these 5 principles actually fit into those 3 components too. So I'm excited to share how you might be able to use these 6 things when you're considering or making choices or choosing to protect your sleep this holiday season, because only you can do that work. And that's why I want to share this information with you today, so you are better set up with another tool to help protect your sleep. So for those who don't know me, my name is Carol Richard. I am the founder of the Sleep Success Academy. I just love talking about sleep. I'm actually a little bit obsessed talking about sleep, because I have experienced in my own life how possible it is to go from being totally sleep deprived, where I lost the sensation of my hands and feet. And I share that to illustrate how bad my sleep was, that my whole body started shutting down. And once I had to stop working and started really focusing on what I needed to do to make my sleep better, I realized that there are 3 components that we have to look at. And this is what my programs are built on, the 3 components to better sleep, which is our emotional well-being, our mindset, and our behaviors. But along with that, Dr. Espie's 5 principles of good sleep health really help with that, because they're great. Like, they're about mindset, they're about behaviors, as you'll learn today, and how can we protect their sleep. In his article, when you look at the protect your sleep area, he mentions these 6 things that we should do when we're thinking of protecting our sleep. One is that sleep thrives on a pattern. 2 is that the racing mind is the fiercest enemy of our sleep, which is so true. How many of us can't shut our mind off? The third one is don't force yourself to sleep. I'm going to look at the fourth one here, which is our lifestyle factor. The fifth one is our environmental factors. And the last one is the use of tablets or smartphones. So my thought today was that I would take each one and just do a little minute on each, so that you can actually see how my mind is thinking about this. And then you might apply some of this into your everyday life this holiday season. So the first one is that sleep thrives on a pattern. And so, how can we protect our sleep from too many changes that are happening over the holiday season? That might be harder because we might be traveling and we might be going to different time zones. There might be more holiday get-togethers and all this, which will actually take us out of our consistent pattern of better sleep. We know that our body, our circadian rhythm, when we are consistent, we sleep better. And so it's not about missing out on those holiday parties. Maybe it is. If that's your decision, that's fine. But maybe it's about understanding that I'm going to have disrupted sleep for a day or two, and that might be okay too, right? Choosing what is best for you. Is it best to go to the holiday gathering because it will bring you joy, knowing that you might have a few less hours sleep, and we can function on a few less hours sleep? Or are you in the period of time where you're really trying to get consistent, and it might mean that this time you're going to skip a holiday party because you really want to stick to your schedule? So just think about that. What's best for you? So number 2 was the racing mind is the fiercest enemy of our sleep. And we all know that. And during the holiday, and this is true for me and other people I speak with, what really is racing in our mind is, did I give the right gifts? Did I buy enough? Did I spend too much money, which is now causing a financial stress? And so this racing mind, what can you do is, put your day to rest, is an exercise that I've taught many times. And Dr. Espie also talks about that in his article. How do we put the day to rest before we go to sleep? So it might be that you're journaling on your feelings. It might be that you are confiding with your significant other that, this year you're feeling stress over blah, blah, blah. And how can you maybe make decisions so that next year you don't find yourself in the same boat? Or is there something you can do immediately to not disrupt your sleep and cause less stress in your environment? So the third one is don't force yourself to sleep. If we're not tired, and I see this happen sometimes when someone is wanting to change their bedtime. So they never go to bed until like, say, 2 in the morning. And they're like, nope, I want to be a 10 p.m. sleeper. And the next day they go to bed at 10 and they can't sleep. Well, of course, they have to slowly switch their circadian rhythm to be like maybe do a week at 1:30 a.m., a week at 1 a.m., then 12:30. And slowly we're going to shift into having a consistent pattern of going to bed at 10. But what happens over the holidays is we might be traveling to a different time zone. And we can't just say, okay, say it's 4 hours away or 4 hour time difference. And all of a sudden, either way that you look at it, it's 8 p.m. for me in my normal time zone, but where I'm at, it's actually midnight. So I won't go to sleep at midnight because my body is still at 8 p.m. And so how can I maybe be okay with going to bed later or vice versa? What if it's midnight, my regular time, but where I'm at, it's only 8 p.m.? Well, I'm exhausted because I'm already 4 hours. My body's 4 hours ahead of everybody else. And so, what would it be like maybe to go to bed at 9, their time, so that I can slowly adjust my body to their time zone? And so that's why, don't force yourself to sleep. Go with what you're feeling, understanding that it might be different depending on where you are. And if people don't understand that you're on a different time zone and they get mad because you go to bed earlier, then maybe they're not the people you should be hanging around with over the holidays, right? You want to also surround yourself with people that are understanding, loving, and can understand that for you, you're in a different time zone. So that's just one example. But don't force yourself to sleep if you're not ready. The next one that he talks about is lifestyle factors, um, and including alcohol before bed. And so during the holiday, I know for me, I might have more gatherings or I might change my lifestyle in a sense, but I might drink coffee later. I might stay up later, which makes it harder to get out of bed in the morning. I might drink alcohol and more alcohol in the holiday season than normal. And when we do have alcohol in our system when we go to bed, it blocks our REM sleep. And therefore, I am aware if I'm drinking alcohol that the next day I might be like, we feel hungover, but it's because our REM sleep was disrupted and we're still tired the next day. So it's okay. I mean, but being aware that that might happen will actually make you feel better about it when it happens, if that makes any sense. Because then I won't be judging myself for, oh my God, I slept all night, but I'm tired, or I won't have this mindset issue showing up. I'll just be more understanding and compassionate towards myself about the fact that it was a lifestyle factor that I chose over the holiday that made it so that it disrupted my sleep. The next one is environmental factors. And so, you know, is our bedroom warm, cold? What are we used to regularly? And what happens when we're somewhere else over the holidays? Or, is there different noises in the house that we're not used to? So I know in my house, we have a water cooler that warms the water, but during the night I can hear it, as opposed I don't hear it during the day because there's other noises. But that's a noise that I'm used to. And I don't even wake up to it. If I'm kind of awake, I hear it and I just go, oh, there's the water cooler going. But if I was in someone else's home traveling for the holidays and I started hearing that noise during the night, of course it's going to disrupt my sleep because my nervous system is not used to those noises. And so I might actually orient to the noise. So we talk about in the Better Sleep community, what is orienting, which is a natural response of the nervous system. If I hear a noise, I'm going to turn and figure out what that noise was. And once I know that it was just my cat that dropped my flower pot off the dresser, which has happened, um, my nervous system will calm down and I'll just go, oh, that damn cat, I have to clean that up now. And I'll make the decision to clean it up in the morning as opposed to the middle of the night. Um, or I hear a bang and I look out and my window's broken, then I'm going to jump out of bed and do what it is. So my nervous system is wired to react to noise in order to keep me safe. But if I'm in someone else's house or I'm hearing a noise I'm not accustomed to, know that that might actually disrupt your sleep over the holidays. And that's okay because it's temporary, hopefully. And if it's something that happens all the time in your own home that, that wakes you up, see if there's something that you can do about it. To maybe, like, for me, I could unplug the hot water heater, or I could go buy another one, or, if it really bothered my sleep, I would be able to do something about it. So that's the one about environmental factors. And the last one is the use of tablets or smartphones. Um, and I love how he says, it's not as much about the blue light, which is what I agree with as well. It's how it activates our mind. So a lot of people will think that we shouldn't be on our phones because of the blue light, and they'll go buy these blue light blocking glasses. And it actually does nothing. It actually makes them worse sometimes because they're like, oh, I've been wearing the blue light glasses, but my sleep is still horrible. But what they're on is Facebook or Instagram and comparing their life to others and then feeling either good about their life or bad about their life because of that. Or they're watching the news right before bed, which activates the nervous system. And again, that's the reason they're not sleeping. It's not because of the blue light, but it's because of what we've actually watched on our phones. So how could you make a choice over the holidays knowing that? So just examples that are coming to my mind. If I'm someone who doesn't have a family over the holidays, and all of a sudden I see all these pictures of family gatherings and people enjoying themselves in the holiday, but I'm home alone, that is going to be very dysregulating to my nervous system. And my emotional well-being is actually going to get activated with feelings of longing, of loss, of grief. And my mindset might get activated by looking at, or saying things like, I'm not important enough, I'm not lovable enough to have a family, or my family's dysfunctional, or whatever. And then it activates us. And of course, our sleep will get disrupted. But on the other end, if you're someone with a big family and you're maybe watching someone, a friend of yours will post that they were by themselves, you might feel guilty the fact that you didn't think of inviting that friend, or whatever the real reason for you would be that your social media would disrupt you. And if you say, no, I can watch all that and I'm not noticing it, I would say that maybe your nervous system is actually in the freeze state where it's not allowing you to feel that. But I would then get curious with you to say, okay, if I really think about what I've seen on social media, is there even a little part of me that was that was disrupted, and that's why I didn't sleep, but I couldn't connect the two. So just curiosity. So those are the 6 things he says to consider when we want to protect our sleep, and especially over the holiday season. Any questions, any comments, any ways that you can see that this would be helpful for you this holiday season, just leave a comment below, or send me an email at support@sleepsuccessacademy.com. And also go check out my website. There are some free resources there. There's 2 of them right now. There is the 3 key ingredients to better sleep, where I actually break down the 3 components to better sleep. And the other one is about creating boundaries for yourself, for your sleep. So that's it for today. I wish you all a good holiday season, and don't hesitate to reach out.